Hi, and welcome to the Powerful Marketing Tips podcast. We are so excited to follow up on one of our previous episodes where we used AI to ask us questions. And we didn't quite get to the end of the list, so we will continue today with some new questions. So I'm really excited. How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm really excited always because it's so much fun to work with AI. So let's see what it brings us today.
Yeah, let's do it. So again, this is completely unscripted, just a casual conversation, and we'll see where it goes. So question number one, we are talking about marketing leadership, by the way. So how often do we as marketers slow down to ask, are we just reacting to tasks or are we actually leading marketing with clarity?
Is it we, like you and I, or
I think this is something that all marketers and leaders should ask themselves, because I feel that it's very easy to get stuck in that mode of always reacting and never being proactive, because you feel like, oh, I don't have time to think about this strategy or plan this out, and it's just easier for me to get this one thing done. At least that's the thinking pattern that I have found myself in sometimes, even though I know better, but I understand how it's very easy to get stuck there.
I agree with you. And I also think that it's kind of cool to always say that I'm so busy.
Yeah.
That I don't have time.
It's like a badge of honor.
Exactly. So
I'm busier than you.
And that worries me because that usually means that you are like hamster in a wheel and you don't have time to think about clarity or strategy or the why behind that. Why do we need that? Why do we do that?
Yeah.
Is there any, connection to the business growth? Because oftentimes we just do things because we have always done those things. So I would rather suggest to ask, what are the things we shouldn't do, maybe?
Yeah, that's very good. And that reminded me of a study that I heard, I think, from a podcast. And it was a study about what truly makes people happy. And I think it ties very well to this question, because we often think that, when we get this new promotion or more money, or we get like this fame or authority in the eyes of others, then our personal happiness will be much higher. But actually, this is not the case at all. So the study showed that actually people who are authentic and do what they believe is, the correct way, and don't necessarily think about how it looks to others, those are much happier people. And this, outside validation, of course, feels great, but it doesn't always mean that your work quality or your life quality will improve. So I think that with this reacting, it's also a bit of like, you want that external validation, like you get an email, okay, I will reply very quickly, then I feel good and then I look good. But does it really help you move towards your big goals? Does it really improve your life so much, or is it just about you feeling good in that moment and then getting something done on your to-do list?
But what comes first? Is it chicken or egg? I mean, is it like I'm busy? Should I now stop and take time and then start thinking about the things that are beneficial long term for my work, or is it more like I should wait until I have this moment? I know the answer. But still, I felt like...
Yeah, that's a good question. So how would you answer it? And then I will share mine.
Well, I think the motivation only comes after you do something. So you should first, stop yourself and start acting differently. And then you will discover this inspiration and motivation. Oh my God, I should do things in a different way.
Yeah, same. Because I think this is also very typical way to think, one day in the future, I will have so much time, then I will figure it all out, but I just have to survive until then. But then you will have new things. So it will never be like this amazing free time that I have been waiting for. So I think, for me, when I have really felt the need to, again, find this clarity for myself is when my calendar is completely full and I'm a bit feeling overwhelmed already. I don't know where to start. And then it's a good time to put everything on pause and really think okay, where should I start? Because it's not sustainable.
Yeah, I believe so too. So it's not one day, it's day one, which is today.
Exactly. You can start changing your life today. You don't have to wait.
Yep, it's day one.
All right, let's continue. So if we talk about hurry slowly, which is a concept that is shared widely in our frameworks and book and everywhere. So what does that mean in marketing leadership, and how can taking time actually speed up results?
Oh, that's really good, and it's like a logical question after the first one, of course. So hurry slowly is exactly this concept that we talk about for the marketers who feel like they're hamsters in a wheel, right? So you feel like you're in a hurry with everything. You need to reply this email, this message, you need to prepare a campaign, then you need to have this meeting with your team, whatever it is, it feels like everything is, in a hurry, right? So hurry slowly means that exactly what we just discussed, that you should stop for a second and actually think what is actually urgent and if it's really important. So that's where the Eisenhower matrix actually comes into play, which we also talk about a lot.
Yeah, that's where you have to rate your tasks based on urgency and importance, so you know where to start. And I would also add here that if you keep doing like those small things that give you like short-term gratification, then that means that you keep like postponing the
important tasks.
Because you have to do the work anyway. But if you do it today, then your life tomorrow will be already much easier. But if you keep postponing it, then one day you will arrive at a point where you understand, okay, I can't continue in this way any further. So then it may take even more time for you to like detangle everything and really build the new sustainable system. But if you start like from the start with a good system, with a good plan, you already like log all the information in one place and it's not scattered around, then it will make your sailing, down the road much smoother.
And now people who are listening to us, they're thinking, yeah, but you don't get it. Yeah. I have so many things I need to do.
I know you do.
I know that usually people think like that. And I would really like you to think for a second, is it these tasks that are on your to-do list today, are you doing them because,
you have always done them?
You have always done them. Or are they really important to do right now, today? And that's also important in terms of when it comes to how many hours, for example, you work on a daily basis. Because I know many marketers, they extend their work hours. So they should ideally work 8 hours per day, but they do like 12 hours because there is so much to do. But that is not sustainable. And this is why we talk about hurry slowly. So have a plan for yourself and for your marketing. What are the things that needs to be done this week, this month, this quarter maybe? And if you already can see, by looking at your task list, that this is unreasonable to do that during a work day or a work week, then you should bring that on the table with the management team, for example. You should tell them, if you don't know what is the priority, you should be the one who addresses the issue and tells that, okay, guys, we have like these 7 priorities here, but there's only one me, and I only have like 8 hours per day, so please help me to choose. What is the priority number 1, number 2, number 3? Yeah. You don't need to figure that out all by yourself. So that's what we mean by we telling that hurry slowly. You don't need to rush every day. You need to think, what is there that needs to be done and what can be postponed, and maybe there are things that you can delegate, or maybe there are things that you can, I don't know, have somebody else to do. For example, outsource. AI, or outsource from freelancer or a partner, and so on. Because your time is the most valuable thing.
Yeah. That's a very good point. And I think we must also like emphasize how important it is to like communicate openly. Like no one else sees like what's exactly on my table right now. And my supervisor, let's say, doesn't also see like what's on my table. So they may not even know that you are so overwhelmed and buried with tasks. So you must share. And also it's worth asking yourself sometimes, what would really happen if I didn't do that one thing? Will the world stop or not? Maybe usually I can. Usually it doesn't. So maybe you can postpone some little things and take this time right now to build a system that avoids those little things in the future.
Yeah, that's really good.
But okay, let's continue. So think about your own MIP time. So MIP stands for what? Most important person.
Which is you.
Yes. So think about your own MIP time. How much of your week do you dedicate to deep strategic work, and how much gets lost in emails, meetings, and quick fixes? So how do you work with MIP, Mari-Liis?
Well, for me, MIP is, at least I try to have some MIP hour daily. And usually it means listening to an audiobook or a podcast, so that I'm at the same time I'm listening and being inspired, and then I'm writing down, and then I'm, planning. But I would say like the most common is 2-3 hours per week for me. But of course, I have this habit because I have done that over the years so much. But I know that not many marketers do that, and that again ties to the previous questions, right? So one technique how to hurry slowly, what we teach, is taking that weekly MIP time for yourself, so that when the VIP is very important person, then MIP is most important person, which is yourself. And only you can help you, because no doctor or no supervisor can help you. By doctor, I mean if you're overwhelmed already and, down with the flu or even with something worse, or even the supervisors, they don't get it, how much there is to do within one task. For example, people most often think that how hard can it be to post something on Facebook, for example, right? But it takes time, the visuals, the copy, the technical side, all of that takes time, really. And you should be the one who is, showing that to others. And it's a really crucial part to take time yourself. Hurry slowly and take this MIP time, as we do. Yeah. How about you? How many hours of MIPs are in your calendar?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I think it comes down to like different working like preferences or styles. Because I would say that I have some version of MIP time like daily, but it's like with different focuses. So some are with like specific client focuses, some are like personal development focus, like, or for example, I have my designated workout time every day, and it's planned into my calendar. It's very important to me. So I would also encourage people to think of like improving either their business or themselves as one of their clients, so that you have to book that in every week, because if you are not working on it, then it's not going to get any better. Yeah, so you have to take that time anyway. And if you keep like postponing it, then you will just keep postponing the future that you desire. Let's call it like that.
That's really good. So take your MIP time, take your calendar and think for a second, what is the good time for you to plan in your MIP?
Yeah. For most people, it's usually mornings, because that's when you have the most energy, but people are different.
Yep.
So let's continue. What daily or recurring marketing activities could we systemize better, so that those tasks don't eat up so much of our energy every week?
Well, I have this principle that everything that needs to be repeated needs to be systemized somehow. So pretty much everything that needs repetition, you need to have some kind of system, right?
Yeah, you do, because your brain is not like this perfect thing that never forgets anything. And I think it's very human that you do forget things, and there's just no point in trying to be this superhero, like, I don't need to write anything down, I don't need a process, I don't need a system, I can figure it all out on the go. Maybe you can, maybe you are this super person, and I'm so happy for you, but most likely like some other people around you are not. So it's very helpful if you have a system that can be shared. And I really loved, I think, how you once shared with me this airplane manual idea, so that you have like this manual or task list for pretty much everything. And even if you don't like use it, then in case of emergency, you know exactly where to look for. And I'm not saying that you have to create like those marketing workflows that you will never use. You should start with the ones that you actually use. But in any case, when things get tough, it's much easier when you have this system and workflow, and you don't have to stress your brain about trying to figure out what to do next.
Especially when you are in crisis situations.
Yeah, exactly.
And usually when you are like a hamster in a wheel, it's a crisis for you, because your brain, don't think of all the details at that time. It only thinks of survival.
Yeah.
And this plain example, I think I got it from this black box thinking.
Yeah,
book.
exactly. That's the one.
Because that explains pretty good based on some, very specific researches, how actually we are more effective and more productive, and we do was it like around 30 or 40% less mistakes when we have those task lists with us, because it's normal that we forget things. So that's why you should have task lists, especially if you work with teams or with freelancers, with others, pretty much.
And also with AI.
Of course, because that needs even more information than a normal human being.
Yeah, and I think that it's also important. It's like a mindset thing, or reframing how you think about AI, because I think it's very natural to think of it like another person that is like a virtual assistant, but they are not a person. They don't think like people do. So you need to give them a lot of information. The more, the better, I would say. You can give them, 100-page documents that you already have as a reference, but at least they have, something to base it on. And they can't think in a way that people do. Like if you say, make it better, what does better mean? They don't know what's better. So you have to have like these systems and principles and guidelines, and then they can really help you. Otherwise, it's not going to be that good.
And if you take even like 1 or 2 or even 3 hours today to systemize some processes within your marketing and sales, then I promise you that on long term, during months or quarters, you will see that efficiency yourself pretty well.
You will.
So work smarter, not harder.
Amen. So let's continue. As marketing leaders, here's a question for all of us, also to you, listener. As marketing leaders, are we empowering others by delegating, or are we still trying to do everything ourselves? That's very good. This is where I fall into that trap all the time. And I know better, but I still fall into the trap all the time. Because in that moment, I completely get it. And I think it's very human thing to think like, I already know how to do it. It's so much easier just to do it and get it done with. Because teaching, whether it's people or AI or whoever, like teaching takes time. And you need to be very good at communicating. Because when I say what I mean, then the other person may not perceive it exactly the same way. So
you need to repeat yourself. You need to understand how did they understand this task or this project exactly, because people are different. And I think it also comes down to the personality types, because I know that you are more perfectionist than maybe I am, let's be honest. So you want to do things yourself rather than delegating, right? But I'm more like, okay, I want to free up my time because I really value my every second and minute and hour. So I'm always, at least I try to think, should I do that, or can I, delegate it to somebody? So for me, it has, I don't know, come over time, probably. But it's always a question you should ask from yourself when you are starting any project. Should I do that, or should I hire someone, or should I train AI, how much time it will take, etc. But in the long term, again, it's always, worth to actually teach others and to commit on, building this system and people around you who can help you so that you can multiply your strengths pretty much. That's the whole idea. And I think it's from the Maxwell's 5 steps of leadership, where he shares how the highest level of leadership means that 80% of your time goes to delegating. It's like you're
leading people.
You're just leading people all day long. I'm not there yet, but maybe we will be one day. Or day one.
True that. Yep, I agree. I have nothing to add here. So how can we check if our team, whether it's internal or external, understands the bigger picture of why we are doing marketing, not just what tasks need to be done? So how can we be sure that everyone involved understands what's the big picture?
I think the best thing to do is to ask them to tell you. How did you understand? What's the goal of this project? What are the next steps? So that they can pretty much mirror it back. What they heard.
And I also think some sort of workshops or these mutual time shared events are beneficial. Because sometimes we just forget to share something. It's so obvious to us, and then we don't even think about sharing it. You assume it's so obvious, but they don't know. So maybe you haven't shared with those involved parties, actually I'm trying to achieve this, and it's very important for me to work on these priorities right now. They they may not know that. So just, I think once a quarter is like an appropriate time to do it, like this check-ins.
Well, it depends, right? Because sometimes there are projects that you need to check in weekly.
No, I meant like the overall, like this, like big company, like strategy, things like that. Of course, with like daily activities, you need to be more aligned and communicate more often. But at least, like this would be like a minimum requirement to at least once in a while come together, share, reframe, like what are we working on, what's really important here and stuff.
But I also think that it's important to remember that don't tell them, ask. Ask them, what do you think that is the goal for us right here, right now? Again, why do we do that? Why do we need that? Okay, you have this idea. How does that actually help us with this goal? So just ask questions, because that forces people kind of to think of answers already. And I would say that maybe sometimes it's even better to ask them to put it down in writing, because it's harder.
It's harder, but also people want to fit in. They are afraid of saying things that may be perceived wrong by other peers. So if everyone is speaking up, then it may happen like that one of the loudest voices in the room, starts talking and says like, yeah, we should do this and this and this. And then others are like, yeah, of course, even if they think that maybe not, but they don't want to be like the odd one out. They just want to agree and be like a good person. So, but those, different voices really can make up the difference, whether it's like a good strategy or an excellent strategy. So we need those different voices, even if they are not loud.
Yeah, that's good.
So let's take the last one. How do we protect ourselves and our teams from burnout while still keeping up with deadlines, campaigns, and constant pressure to deliver? Vacation.
Vacation, but also we do planning together. And when you feel overwhelmed, or I feel overwhelmed, then we always discuss what is, priority right now. So should I work on this or that tomorrow because I don't have time for all of them? I think that really helps. So just communicate, be a human being. Don't be embarrassed that you don't get to do everything, and you shouldn't.
Yeah, and also I think it comes down to your mindset again, like working on your own like self-confidence and beliefs, and also what has really helped me at times when things are tough is just repeating to myself, it's just work. Like, yes, I know it's like our business and we want it to thrive and we want to be successful, but then at the end of the day, it's not life or death. Like, if I can't work on this project right now, for whatever reason, I don't know, I'm sick or I don't feel well, then it's okay to hit pause, because my life has more things than work in it.
And you have to do that, because nothing is worth it, actually, to be honest, to pay with your health.
Exactly.
And if you think of, another way, usually when somebody is struggling with their health, or if somebody is dying even, then you realize very quickly what matters and what doesn't matter in life.
Exactly.
And in those moments, you feel like, work is secondary, or even, I don't know,
some further down the road.
Further down. So it feels like it's not at all important at all. So I'm not saying that our works are not important, don't get me wrong, but you should understand that you should, keep yourself from overwhelm, and because nobody else will do that for you, and no doctor can help you. They also come down with the same thing. Okay, do you sleep? Do you eat? Do you do something for your health yourself? Do you go out for a walk or whatever it might be for you, right? So no one else can help you with that.
Exactly. And to finish off, I wanted to share one inspiring thought that I heard again from a podcast about the research, and it concluded something that's very obvious, but I think that sometimes we forget it, is that our quality of our life and our life expectancy and well-being is 100% influenced by our relationships and the people around us. So we all need to have those strong relationships, and that's why we also have the Powerful Marketers Hub, a community for marketers who want to belong and feel seen and supported and inspired, and we hope to see you there as well.
So think, are you the greatest marketer you can be, or tuk tuk tuk? Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.